Now even the thought of food turns my stomach. Fact is, it's becoming alien to that organ, as unwelcome as a poxed and profane whore teaching Sunday school. And I'm beginning to wonder if I really give a tinker's damn. Such are the mental machinations of the physical act of starving to death. But rather than merely lay down and die, which I have an inclination to do, I go ahead and make the hard dismount from the revolting stench of the empty cattle car onto the razor-edged rocks of the railbed, and, as usual, fall in the process, pitching forward, skinning the heels of both hands so blood seeps from the abrasions, a pile of rocks being no place for a peg to find purchase. It's a long row to hoe just getting back upright on foot and stump, and I struggle, but I do so, not without muttering a curse or two, of course. It's been a year since a Union cannonball took, and a carpenter clumsily replaced my extremity, and I'm still not totally conversant with the needs of operating a peg, particularly one that's not totally settled itself onto one stub. A good part of that year was spent in the healing, then hobbling about on crutches, and cursing. Were I a man of means, I'd have a decent prosthetic constructed, one upon which I could place a boot or a brogan and fool folks into thinking me whole, if not gimpy. I have seen some advertisements from the American Limb Company, which would give some hope where I'm not destitute. Now, the hell of it is, we discovered the war had officially ended 2 days before that cursed cannon was fired, and we and the bluecoats across the mile-wide meadow remained ignorant of Appomattox, as the wire that would have brought us word in the form of Morse code had been cut by our own greycoat. Damn the blue tail flies and the lousy luck! Good luck keeping me alive, and good luck did not keep me whole. I occasionally curse my good luck. When finally the task of disembarking my royal coach is accomplished, I eye the town, which seems to be coming alive as the sun's last rays retreat in the wake of a torrid day. For the last 4 hours I've stayed hidden, partially covered in odorous bedding straw, not wanting a railroad bull to bust my head, but then began to wonder if a crushed skull wasn't a better way to go than by starving. A pick handle up alongside the noggin would seem to end things with some sweet suddenness, whereas starving seems a long drawn-out unpleasant affair. However, there's light and the sounds of libations and frivolity coming from an establishment only a couple of hundred gimpy paces ahead. Its glimmering windows gives one the slightest smidgen of hope, and Providence has delivered me to this town, which I believe, if I've judged the distance correctly, is called Nemesis. There was no conductor calling out the stops. Like most on the Transcontinental line, except the bucket of blood up the line, the Angel Cloud Saloon, upon which I'm gazing, most likely belays its name. Unless, of course, the cloud refers to the cigar and roll-your-own smoke that most likely hangs from the rafters to waist high before each night is over. I'm damn sure there'll be no angels in attendance, no matter what the name implies, unless the soiled variety counts as such, of course. Or possibly the angels seen alternatively with the devils waiting about the ceiling amidst the smoke by the opium users in the den below. All this I conclude as there's a descending stairway on the side of the saloon with a sign in both Chinese characters and English announcing heavenly retreat. The boardwalk is a high one, knee-high to a tall mule, and I have my dollop of trouble mounting it to take a peek into the bat-wing doors, as the peg I've been fitted with still chafes my stump badly, and I have to keep its taper securely planted in the mud in order to hoist my good left leg up while hanging onto one of the 6x6 posts supporting the Cloud's porch roof. I can only barely hide the wince it causes, and my brows seem now already permanently creased with the incessancy of its pain. I fear it's making me old and furrowed before my time. Most of the hell-on-wheels towns that sprang up along the Transcontinental are long dead and gone, but Nemesis, well, it's prevailed, as was passed along to me up the line by another taking advantage of free but risky transportation on the road, due to some nearby mines and a muddy river that waters some sparse valleys, which in turn feed stock on a half-dozen hand-scrabble, hand-to-mouth ranches. The cold desert night, in contrast to the shimmering day just departed, it's racking my backbone with shudders which are now working their way up to rattle my teeth. Bone-chilling cold, but with as many stars as grains of sand in the nearby desert, laughing down at we lowly mortals. The desert is
Sample complete. Ready to continue?